Hello, Brubs. We're back with Mara from Be Angry at the Sun and other poems by Robinson Jeffers, 1941. 4. The end of August, the air grew dry and anxious. There were forest fires inland, and the grass was like gunpowder. Old Andy Ferguson lay sick, toward death in the long attic room under the roof of the house. His glazed blue eyes blinked at the rafters. His hand under the bed cover continually stroked his pain, isle of dull fire in the dry flesh. By his bedside, the little radio that Alan had given him, with a two-armed wind wheel to feed the battery, prattled unheard. The old man, still a rancher, though bedfast, sick and drug-dazed, sniffed the dry air and twisted his head about on the pillow, peering at the gable windows. There was danger in the south, and the sun shone too red. He reached down by the bedside and scrabbled with bony fingers until he found a smooth stone cylinder, pestle of an Indian mortar he had plowed up on the place, and now it was used for a call bell. He hammered the floor with it until his wife came upstairs, tall, thin, cold in that heat, pale with gray hair and rust-brown eyes. "Yes, Andrew, what can I do?" He, handling the lump of pain, "Where's his mind lost his son's name?" "Ah," he said, or I think he says, "Ack," he said. "He, the tall one, Bruce." "I haven't seen him," she answered, and he sharply, "Which way is the wind?" "The wind? I haven't been out this morning." "Open that window." She went and opened it. No wind came from the south, but copper sunlight. "I can't see any fire, Andrew." "Only smoke. Shall I call Alan?" "Call what's her name? His wife. She's got more sense." Mrs. Ferguson sighed sharply and said, "Bruce's wife, Fawn MacDonald. Must I call her?" She called from the stairhead, but her thin voice found no one, and she went downstairs and went down. Fawn came upstairs, barefoot, bare-throated, and bare-armed for the heat. Naked in a scant dress, her yellow-brown mane appeared the biggest part of her. The old man, "Ha! You look like a tadpole," laughing feebly in the dream fringe of his pain and its opiate. "I'm scared of fire this weather. Any damn fool driving along the coast road can drop a light," she said. "There's fire just south, working up Marble Creek. You can hear it crackle, but there's no wind." She laid her hand on his sweating forehead, his face a wet yellow skull except the grizzle of a week's beard and the still powerful jaw muscles deepening the open graves under the cheekbones. But he was Alan's and Bruce's father's. "I'll watch," she said. "Father," he said, "I can stand pain. I can't stand lying here like a trapped rat. Every man has his rat trap, and this is mine. Hell, we'll have music." He reached out his lean arm and switched on the full power of the radio, which had changed tune and been muttering unnoticed. Now a passionate voice barking a foreign language beat through the room under the sounding box of the steep roof, bringing no meaning but emotion. Scorn and dog wrath chord on the wailing of a lost child. To this far shore, old Ferguson snapped at silence and said, "What's that?" She said, "Hitler, I guess. They're starting a war." The old man said, "Shit," and warily handled his pain. Spurred boots were heard on the stair, and Bruce's voice, "You might have let me wash first, mother." "Ah, not a scratch. Forget it." Fawn paled and cried out when he came in. He was blacked with fire, but what she saw was the fresh crimson on his hands and shirt. "Oh," she moaned, and her voice hushed. "What have you done?" He, impatiently, "You too?" "It's nothing, nothing. Horse's blood." He looked at his father and suddenly turned back on Fawn, intently examining her lifted face. His lined and smoke-etched, and the sharp black pupils prying through the pale eyes frightened her. He said, "What did you think I had done?" She stammered, "No, hurt yourself." Turning her face toward the window, he rather tenderly turned it back to him. She felt the sticky thumbprint staining her chin. Then his eyes let her go. He spoke to the bed. Well, Dad, you've been fighting fire. Is it bad? No, he said. Fight. It's going away from us. It'll pinch out on the south fork of the creek. I just came through it. The old man warily handled his pain and said, What's all the ketchup for? Then Fawn was conscious that Alan stood in the doorway behind his mother. She dared not look at him. Bruce said, The poor colt, the poor bastard. A what you call it? Mercy murder. I'd nothing but my old knife and the artery sprayed like a fire hose. He continued, awkward and ashamed. Well, Mother, I couldn't sleep. I rode up Marble Ridge and saw some queer things. Or dreamed them. I came down in the morning and met the brush fire. Liefer than go 10 miles around over the mountain. I put the colt through it. He could have jumped it easily, but he went crazy and fell and got his knees burnt to the bones. I brought the saddle home. The old man mourned. That buckskin? $150 gone to the vultures. We mortgaged the place to give you an education and set up Alan in business. Have you cleared it any? You both came home empty as tin cans, Bruce said. I'm sorry, Dad. The old man, all right, all this doctoring costs more than a colt. We're even. This dirty painkiller that doesn't work. And that's the end of 4. Goodbye, bruv.